We stand at a critical juncture in the journey of human consciousness, where the boundaries between physical life and spiritual realization are beginning to dissolve. Many seekers intuit that the power they seek is not external, but lies dormant within their own physiological and energetic being. Before we dive into the secrets of semen retention power, make sure you subscribe now and join our Telegram family. The link's in the description. Don't miss the exclusive insights and daily motivation that will keep your energy, focus, and discipline unstoppable. Your success journey starts today. The exploration of semen retention, or the conscious conservation of vital life force, is one of the most ancient and potent keys to unlocking this latent capacity, transforming it from a mere biological function into a dynamic, spiritual practice. The aura associated with disciplined conservation is far more than a simple magnetic pull or an attractive appearance. It is the visible, palpable manifestation of an immense internal storehouse of refined life energy. This refined energy, known in various traditions as ojas, jing, or hygrid prana, is the very substance of creativity, charisma, and spiritual genius. When consistently conserved, it ceases to be just seminal fluid and begins its alchemical process of transmutation. The process of this transmutation fundamentally alters the vibrational frequency of the individual. Every expenditure of the vital life essence acts as an energetic discharge, momentarily lowering the overall frequency and scattering the focused inner light. Conversely, every act of conservation is an internal upward pressure, forcing the densest, most potent energy upward into the subtler energetic pathways of the body. This is the mechanism that builds the luminous field, the aura which serves as the subject's spiritual signature. This cultivated aura is the outward sign of an inner commitment, a radiating field of self-mastery that instinctively attracts or repels in accordance with the observer's own state of consciousness. It is attractive because it signifies power, health, and groundedness, primal qualities of a fully realized human. It is sometimes intimidating because it reflects a profound inner stillness and self-sufficiency that challenges the viewer's own dependence on external validation or chaotic energy. The seminal fluid is recognized across esoteric sciences as the vehicle for the most concentrated form of Divinity. The primal essence that underpins all life functions physical, mental, and spiritual. By preventing its outward expenditure, the body is compelled to reabsorb this concentrated essence, initiating a process where the base matter is converted into a superior spiritual fuel. This fuel then feeds the nervous system, brightens the mind, and purifies the emotional body, setting the stage for true spiritual emergence. This phenomenon is not merely psychological. It is a biospiritual reality. The conserved vital essence, now transmuted, rises along the central energy column, the Sushumna Nadi, which runs parallel to the spine. This upward flow acts as a powerful cleanser, sweeping away the energetic blockages and debris that typically clog the lower energetic centers, known as the chakras. As these lower centers are cleared and brought into harmony, the individual gains mastery over their primal drives and emotional turbulence. The true transformative power, however, lies in what happens when this conserved energy reaches the higher centers. The semen retention aura becomes a portal to inner divinity, precisely because it facilitates the activation of the Ajna third eye and Sahasrara crown chakras. The vital energy, now completely purified and potent, acts as a solvent and a key, opening the inner gateways that lead to superconsciousness and self-realization. The influx of refined oyas into the brain and nervous system produces profound neurobiological changes. It is the source of the famed clarity, razor-sharp focus, and enhanced cognitive function reported by practitioners. More than this, it is the fundamental component necessary for bridging the gap between the finite ego and the infinite self. The conserved energy literally lights up the neurological pathways necessary for divine realization. When the lower vital energy is directed and integrated with the higher spiritual centers, the individual transitions from being merely a human being to a human becoming divine. The awareness shifts from identifying with the fleeting thoughts and desires of the ego to observing them from the standpoint of the eternal self. This is the dawning of inner divinity estate, characterized by unbroken peace, spontaneous wisdom, and unconditional love. This shift in identity is reflected in the aura as an unshakable presence, a spiritual gravity that doesn't need to try or assert itself. It is the silent, magnetic resonance of a being who is no longer chasing external fulfillment but is deeply rooted in the boundless reservoir of their own inner being. They become a source, not a seeker. The term inner divinity speaks to the realization that the essence of God is not distant, but resonant within the human heart and consciousness. Semen retention acts as the physical discipline that makes the inner temple clean and receptive to this realization. It is the practice of honoring the life force as sacred, thus recognizing that the container must be purified to hold the highest vibration of the spirit. Philosophically, this practice is a potent declaration of self-sovereignty. It is the ultimate rejection of external control and materialistic obsession. By taking mastery over the most powerful biological drive, the practitioner simultaneously achieves mastery over all lesser impulses and distractions. This is the definition of true spiritual freedom, where one is ruled by the will of the higher self, not the instinctual whims of the lower nature. In ancient traditions, the celibate path was reserved for those aspiring to the highest echelons of spiritual attainment: monks, sages, high priests, not as a moral decree, but as a technical necessity for rapid spiritual evolution. Their conservation efforts were aimed at creating a permanent, superconductive link to the absolute, the very portal to divinity we speak of. The process of semen retention is a constant, subtle fire that refines the entire system. It burns away lethargy, inertia, and doubt. The increased presence of awakens in the system strengthens the immune response, harmonizes the hormonal landscape, and creates a sense of physical invincibility that supports the rigor of deep spiritual practice. This physical and energetic strengthening enables the practitioner to sustain long periods of meditation and contemplation without mental or physical fatigue. These extended practices, in turn, are what allow the subtle consciousness to expand and merge with the divine, which is the ultimate purpose of this conservation. The vital energy provides the stamina. The practice provides the path. The aura, therefore, is the composite field of a well-studied soul. It represents the accumulated value of conscious choices, transmuted desires, and directed life force. It is the living, breathing signature of a person who has chosen self-mastery over immediate gratification, trading the fleeting pleasure of discharge for the eternal bliss of connection. The path is not without its challenges. The initial phase of conservation often confronts the practitioner with intense emotional and mental turbulence, as the suppressed energies and unresolved desires are forced to the surface for purification. This is the necessary test of the spirit, the trial, that proves the practitioner's commitment to the higher goal. But as the practice stabilizes, the inner world is revolutionized. The practitioner gains access to a profound wellspring of creative inspiration, intuitive guidance, and effortless flow. The energy that was once bound to the reproductive cycle is now liberated and available for all forms of creative expression, including art, philosophy, leadership, and, most importantly, the art of living itself. This state of sustained inner power naturally reconfigures the individual's relationship with the world. Where once there was neediness, there is now abundance. Where there was pursuit, there is now attraction. This shift is not manipulation. It is merely the natural law of energy at work, where concentrated light draws all that is ready to be illuminated. To summarize the journey, semen retention conserves the gene, which is transmuted into vital prana, which then converts into pure spiritual awakens. This awakens ascends the central column, cleanses the chakras, activates the mind, and culminates in the realization of the inner divinity at the crown. The aura is the glowing proof of this alchemical process. In every moment of conservation, the practitioner is actively choosing evolution over stagnation, higher consciousness over base instinct. This is the great spiritual secret hidden in plain sight. The most powerful key to transformation is the mastery of the most potent life force within us. By consciously stewarding this sacred energy, the individual begins to resonate with the frequency of the divine, the frequency of wholeness, truth, and infinite creativity. The aura ceases to be a mere human field and truly becomes a portal, reflecting the light of the eternal self back into the world. This profound practice reminds us that the quest for spiritual realization is fundamentally an act of internal engineering. We are given the most potent raw material in the universe, our own vital essence. And the choice of whether to squander it or use it to forge the divine gold of self-mastery. The sustained practice of semen retention is ultimately the practice of radical self-love and self-respect, acknowledging that one's own life force is too valuable to be lightly discharged. It is the necessary foundation for anyone serious about ascending to the highest peaks of human potential and spiritual realization. It allows the practitioner to experience the true nature of the Holy Spirit, the Kundalini energy, or the Tao, the divine creative force that is always present but requires an unblocked, potent vessel to fully express itself. Embrace the discipline, understand the science, and witness the transmutation. The power is already within you. The aura is already building. The portal is awaiting its key. Choose mastery, choose conservation, and choose the path to your own boundless, inner divinity. The goal is not to become like God, but to realize that the essence of God already resides within. Semen retention is the process of peeling back the layers of ego and desire until that radiant truth is all that remains. Through this conscious choice, the individual becomes a beacon, not just for themselves, but for the world. Their presence becomes a blessing, their words carry power, and their life is a living testament to the ultimate truth of human potential. This entire path is predicated on a single act of conscious will. The decision to redirect the most powerful biological current upward to single choice initiates the grand alchemy that turns man into God-realized being. The aura speaks louder than any words. It is the unspoken truth of the conservation, the visual evidence that the seeker has indeed found the portal and stepped through, arriving on the shore of their own divine self. Thus, the semen retention aura is far more than a magnetic field. It is the luminous blueprint of a fully integrated human being, a walking portal to the source of all power, wisdom, and eternal peace. Listen up. Your assignment before you leave: like, subscribe, and go. I need to know your location. Comments section is mandatory. Our next video builds on this, so subscribe right now and turn on notifications. For all the direct interaction, questions, and daily growth insights,